Hey guys, welcome back from Classic Work. Got another good one for y'all today. This is a Komatsu WB140 backhoe, and we're doing a bucket refitment on it. Apologize for the wind out here if that's the case. But customer here owns kind of like a gravel pit, landscaping. You can see different piles of rack and rock and aggregate and all that kind of stuff. This machine came with a 1.25 yard bucket on it, and he's tired of having to manage that. You know, you have to be careful how much you load. If you sell material by the yard, you don't want to be giving it, you know, 5 bucket loads. You've given away a yard of gravel, really 4 actually. So we're going to cut it down to a yard. So we've done some math on that to kind of figure it out. It's roughly, we're going to take 7 inches out of each side. So we're having to cut. As you can see, I've already started cutting on this side, this plate off, then we'll cut 7 inches out, and then we will refit it and put that side back on. So I've already taken the toolbar off. As you can tell, I've cut that side. So let's get into the meat over and I'll show you what to do for this side. Couldn't quite get this side to come off. Let's see if there's a little persuasion to get it. Alright, now I can see it. Yeah, that was a pretty nasty cut on that inside. So let me go ahead and finish her off. Well, if you've never seen the inside of a bucket, there's lots of hollow shapes in there to give it a lot of structure. When you cut something like this, stay away from your plate. We can come back and scarf this out with a torch. So, you know, cut into your waste material. That's the easiest and fastest way to get it off. And yeah, it's not a whole lot to it, but a little bit of help here and there does help. One thing I will say is mark your distance before you cut your plate off, because this line may not be straight. And yeah, so I've set up the back half of where we're going to take the 7 out. I've done the same to the other side. If you can, do all your inside cuts first to get you away from the heat for most of it, and it'll keep you from having to do an underneath cut, because you don't want that thing to fall on your head. So yeah, I'll set up and I'll show you what I do on this one. Oh, the other thing too is knock all your dirt out. There was a fair bit of concrete that was actually stuck up in this corner, so yeah, you can't cut through that real easy. See if she'll knock off. Yeah, looking pretty good. Alright. Let's make sure it didn't move. Right where she was. Alright. I was a little bit scared that we might need a brace in there, but there's the lift arms on this thing are pretty stout to hold that rib back in there, so yeah, I don't think it's gonna, as long as we tack both ends, we should be okay. Let me go back together with it. Now before I cut this plate off right here, I went and measured over from the very outside over 7 inches. But what I was going to show you is to make transition lines on a spot that's not square with anything, you can use a tool. This is a pipe fitter tool called a wraparound. So I do have a mark up here on the top, and I'll just show you just kind of how they work. As long as you got 2 points, just like a level or a straight edge or anything like that, you can line one edge up and you'll be surprised how close that actually is. And you just trace out your outside here. There you go. Like I said, I already had a mark on top, so that should be pretty even all the way down. Now we've got a couple of hollow spots that we'll have to cut from both sides, so I'll show you another trick that you can transfer that line to the other side. So up here we have a hollow spot in here. You can see I can stick my hand in there, but there's still a plate on the back side, so we have to cut the inside. So you can use your wraparound and kind of go around the inside, and I'll probably do that to mark on one corner, but you can use this tool too. This is a set of open, we always call them pipe mics, but they're basically manual calipers. And what's so cool about it is this point and this point, it's a precision type of deal. If you're lying, these are a little short here, but I'll show you a way that you can use them. This is the same spot on the back side. So this mark right here, if you go around to the inside, that's the same point. Now, if you see these are not deep enough, they make longer ones, but you can measure from there to there, roughly 3/4 of an inch. So you can do that on the back side and mark it over. And you can do that in a couple of different points, and that line will transfer over. I did not check these edges with a square before I did this, so let's just see how close we are. This is a very good chance that they weren't squared. So I've got my square sitting on the line on the bottom, top of this level. It's about 3/16 of an inch off. So I feel pretty good about that. I can scooch the square just a touch. Yeah, it's about 3/16 of an inch. So I can stay on the far side of the line. And that should be about right. At least it'll be square with the bucket. So that's good. That's really good. Like I said, this could have been keyed out or keyed in. Either way, I didn't check it. I should have. But yeah, we'll stay to. I'm gonna make a mark. Stay to that side. Get better when I finish the cut. Look and see how straight it is. That actually looks pretty good. There's a few places, but it's not bad. I don't know if you can see. Ooh, it's gonna be, you know, what really sucks now is the bucket is not as wide as the front end. That's what the customer wanted. There's a reason that they're the size that they are. But now, if you push something, your tire is going to hit your edge whenever you're doing it. But like I said, it's what they want. Anyways, why that was so hard to cut is there's, count them, 1, there's another piece on the bottom, and 2. So if you can't cut through all of them, if there's any gap or dirt or anything in there, it makes it so much more difficult. But yeah, I'm going to clean this up. We'll check it for straightness, and then I got to repeat the other side. catch y'all up on some speed here. So we got this side fitted. Basically just took the crane, come along, tried to hold it up level and everything. Sorry I would have showed that, but the light's terrible out here now. And we got a decent fit. Ain't nothing to write home about. But we got a pretty good gap here. So I'm gonna finish tacking this up good. And I'll try to catch this on film. Yeah, this one here is not bad except for my booger mistake right there. We'll take a chain, come along from this corner to here and pull this. And shouldn't have any issue. But yeah, use a smaller bucket now. So let me get y'all set up and I'll show pulling that. Okay, well, camera's acting up. Anyways, we got her pulled back. It's about an inch gap. It's looking pretty good now. A couple of areas it's not great, but it ain't too bad. I'm gonna try to straighten that curve out too. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Start welding, turning and burning. Well, that's going to wrap it up. Got the toolbar put back on. Turned out pretty good though. Not too bad. There you go. Hope y'all guys enjoyed it. Till next time, I got a mess to clean up. Let's see what time it is. 1:24 in the morning. Oh man, we pulled one of these nights in a long time.